While trick-or-treating, someone dressed as SpongeBob answered the door. My little sister dropped her candy bag and ran in fear. We'd only been trick-or-treating for 5 minutes when it happened. I was a vampire. My brother Daniel was a zombie. My little sister Lily was a princess. We knocked on a house around the corner of our neighborhood and saw a life-size SpongeBob in the doorway. SpongeBob was Lily's favorite cartoon, so we figured she'd be thrilled. But SpongeBob didn't give us candy. Instead, he reached behind the door and pulled out a small wrapped gift. Blue paper with a silver bow. Special present for the belated birthday girl, he said in a goofy voice. Lily's birthday had just happened 2 days ago. How did he know that? But before I even could think how, Lily's face went white. She backed away, shaking her head. Tears pooled in her eyes, and she dropped her candy bag and literally sprinted back home. What's even stranger is that Mom or Dad didn't look shocked or creeped out. Dad just grabbed the gift, thanked SpongeBob like this was normal, and asked me and Daniel if we wanted to continue trick-or-treating while Mom went after Lily. Me and Daniel refused. We needed to make sure our sister was okay. We dragged Dad home, where we found Lily crying on the couch, our mom beside her, comforting her. The moment Mom saw us, she scooped Lily up and started carrying Lily upstairs, saying Lily was just tired, that's why she reacted like that. But that made no sense. Lily had been so excited for trick-or-treating just 20 minutes ago. I grabbed Dad's arm. How did SpongeBob know about Lily's birthday? Dad stayed silent. I called out to Lily while she was getting carried up, asking if she knew that SpongeBob. She buried her face in Mom's shoulder and didn't answer. Something was seriously wrong. Mom and Lily went into her room, and Dad set the wrapped gift from SpongeBob on the coffee table like it was nothing. He asked who wanted hot chocolate. His voice was way too cheerful. Daniel and I couldn't stop staring at that box. Dad, seriously, how did that guy know it was Lily's birthday? What did he give to Lily? Dad didn't look at me. It doesn't matter. About an hour later, Mom came down alone. She said Lily was sleeping, that the gift was random, but me and Daniel didn't buy it. We knew Mom inside out and knew when she was lying. We kept asking about the box until they finally gave in. You want to see what's in the box? Fine. They unwrapped it slowly, lifted the lid. Inside was a science set. Beakers, test tubes, little bottles, safety goggles. It's for her science projects, Mom said. She loves science. She closed the box before we could touch anything and took it upstairs. That made sense. Lily did love science, but if anything, this only confirmed SpongeBob knew Lily, and that our parents were in on it. I couldn't sleep that night. I'd seen true crime shows, parents using their kids. Something was very wrong here. Lily was in danger, and I needed to know. By morning, I'd made a decision. Daniel and I left for school like normal, but instead of getting on the bus, we doubled back and hid behind Mr. Johnson's truck across the street. This is stupid, Daniel whispered after 20 minutes of nothing. What are we looking for? I don't know, but something's wrong. Then at 9:30, a white van pulled up and parked outside our house. A man in a baseball cap got out with a black duffel bag, looked around, then walked straight to our front door and let himself in. Who was that? Daniel's voice was shaking. Before I could respond, another car pulled up. 2 more men, more bags. They let themselves right into our house. Daniel and I looked at each other. They're robbing our house! Daniel called 911 immediately. The operator told us to stay hidden. Units were on the way. 3 minutes later, 6 police cars flooded our street. But these officers weren't in regular uniforms. These officers had full tactical gear. Helmets, rifles, like something out of a movie. Why are there so many? Daniel grabbed my arm. Normal robberies don't get this. They surrounded the house, broke down the door. We heard yelling inside, glass breaking. 15 minutes later, people started coming out in handcuffs. The strange men first, then Dad, then Mom, then the man whose shin had that same scar that SpongeBob from last night had. Finally, Lily came out too. She wasn't in handcuffs. Instead, she was wearing a white lab coat that went past her knees. An officer was holding her hand gently, leading her to a separate car. What the hell was happening? Daniel and I were frozen behind the truck when an officer walked over and crouched down. You two made the call? Daniel nodded, crying. Those are our parents. That's our sister. What's happening? The officer's face was heavy. Your parents were running a drug lab in your basement. Methamphetamine. Your sister Lily is gifted in chemistry. They've been using her to help produce it. The wrapped gift, the science set, Lily's terror. It all clicked. We found equipment all over the house. Beakers, scales, measuring tools, all given to her as presents over the past year. Me and Daniel stared confused. The officer continued. SpongeBob last night, the Easter Bunny in spring, Santa last Christmas. Every time your parents gave her these gifts, they had their partners dress up for her so the gifts would feel special. The officer paused. That's why she was scared last night. She knew what was in that box. She knew what came next.